Hello. Today we're going to go through how to do budgets. So I'm going to make this very quick because I know everybody loves watching videos and listening to people on virtual videos. I'm going to go to and use Atherton as an example budget sheet here. So everybody should have access to their budgets. It should show up under your sheets. So if you go to browse sheets, you should see your school name and then CTE budget planning. Once you open that, at the top is a summary of the budget. So how much funding do you have? How much have you already budgeted? How much should be spent by a certain time? How much should be paid out by a certain time? This will be updated as the school year goes on. Where your money came from based on a mathematical formula that we use, how much you budgeted for each of those programs, and the difference. This is completely for the schools. You can use this however you want or not use it if you don't want, but it's just summary information up here at the top. To order anything this year using CTE funds, whether that's building mods, registrations, travel, I don't know, buying t-shirts, whatever you're wanting to do with CTE funds this year, it needs to go on this budget. So you'll scroll to the bottom of your budget and you will type in whatever it is that you're wanting to buy and the pathway associated with it, and choosing the most closely identified budget classification for it. So if I want to do some travel, I can actually choose travel there, put in how much I'm going to spend on that. You should probably have a better general description than test if you're doing travel to tell us what you're doing traveling for. As long as you have budget available to you here, it'll show up there. It won't be in the negative. Once you run into the negatives, you'll want to start wish list iteming things, because there's no guarantee that I'll be able to afford to pay for things that are above and beyond your budget. But as you do this and add things, it'll update the summary at the top and keep track of how much you budgeted total, even with wish list items. But down here at the bottom, it'll show how much you have available to you if you don't buy any of the wish list items. So that is just a very quick how to add things to the budget. As you get into the budget, you'll see the red and green. Red means that it's been declined by me for some reason. You should have gotten notes on that. You can respond to those notes and we can discuss the declined items. If it's green, it means it's been approved for you to go ahead and order, unless it's a wish list item. At that point, you should not order it yet, because it's what it is. It's a wish list item. If I can find funds to pay for that, I'll come in and uncheck the wish list item. It'll notify you automatically that a wish list item's been the funding's been made available for it, and then you can go ahead and order it. But as long as this wish list item is not checked and it's in the green, you can go ahead and order it using the budget code that's here. If it's in the green and there's no budget code, that means that my team here at the district level has to buy it with funds that are not available to you. So you can see right here, this project Lead the Way is going to come out of funds that are not available to you. It does come out of your budget, but it doesn't come out of it comes out of your budget, but you just can't order it yourself. So you'll also get a notification like this that if you're not supposed to order it at the school level, school needs to order false. So you should not be ordering that. School needs to order true. You do need to order that. The current status of where things are right now, none of these have moved, so they're nowhere at the moment. But let's say that I do go in and place a rec in Munis for something, then you can see that the request has been in Munis. Once a PO has been placed, the PO has been sent. So the current status will keep track of that. If my team's ordering it for you, this status will update based on what my team is doing, and they'll be doing the same things. As you get quotes in, you should use the attachment paper clip here to drop it quotes in here. for items. If we're going to be buying those things for you, we definitely will need quotes from you. If you're buying it yourself, we still want you to put your quotes in here. And we'd like for you to add your POs in here when you get those, so that other schools can see where things came from, what vendor we used, and how much those things cost. So that just helps out as a team, keeping those quotes and POs in here. If you need help on something, you can always click the comments button and do an @Kylie.Whitaker or @Cindy.Harrigan, whoever you need help from, and it'll automatically message us that you're needing help on something. You can still call or email, but if you use the comments button here, it'll automatically send an email. So without having to bring up and send an email, it'll automatically create an email with whatever comments you put in there. As my team orders things for you, this, like I said, will be updated. We'll also drop in our POs and stuff into the paper clips here, so that all of that information is tracked and kept together for you. So with that said, that is a quick introduction to budgeting. Basically, if you need something, it needs to go on here. If you don't have funds available to you anymore, it needs to be checked as a wish list item. If you don't want anything anymore, there's 2 ways to get rid of it. We're going to talk about that in a separate training, but there are ways to get rid of it, but you should never delete things off of here. So I should never use this delete option here because that'll mess up the entire system. So, but I'll go into that in a separate training. If you're interested in that one, then just look for the how do I delete things training, and it'll show you how to do that. With that, I'm going to sign off, and if you have questions, always feel free to reach out to me.